Now I want to note here, this is an overview of the jobs. It is not part of TAP that I never wrote in there. I actually sat up the other night. I just couldn't help it. I was curious. I knew there was an earthquake coming. I was right. And I asked myself, how many jobs and career does TAP really produce? Especially since so far I haven't shown you the jobs per se. We're going to get into it. The 500,000 prostitutes, I didn't count them as jobs for making TAP up. No, that came from the mega projects. That's where that comes from. These are, and it doesn't come from any of the other financing. How many people are the police, the fire department, public works, transportation, general fund? How many people are going to actually be able to be hired now because that money's there? I'm not like the current administration says, well, I saved a job for a day, so therefore give me credit for a job. No. See, this is the first 4 years. Just for participating states, 125,100 plus jobs. And once again, some of these numbers might be a little off. You know, I was going through it in the middle of the night, but you know what? They're pretty damn close, too. A minimum of 2,502 careers per state secured for 4 years. That's 2,080 hours. And if I were to show you the actual number of these jobs, I'll be fair here. Some of them are part-time, some of them are full-time. Many of them are matching wage jobs. We'll pay 50% if the employer pays 50% plus medical. You know, this real basic stuff. And some of them are seasonal. You're going to see, now let's go across this way for a moment. First 4 years, years 5 to 10, years 11, and so on. There's going to be a decrease in the state level. You're going to see a drop. As a matter of fact, a very significant drop, over 50% in this case from years 5 to 10. And then it's going to pick up again at the state level, 76,000, for example, 650 for years 11 to 25, and then 1,533 plus careers. Over the long term of the project, these are jobs that were sustained. There's not a job in here for an adult that pays under $10 an hour. Not one. I think the minimum numbers, I crunched them all, were $14 an hour. There's some Job Corps jobs in there that come in at $12.50 an hour. And there's some youth jobs in there that actually go as low as $7.50 an hour. Other than that, we're talking upwards to $25 an hour. The general range used to crunch these jobs, this was worst case scenario, was $14 an hour for the most part, up to $25, with a few exceptions for Job Corps. So across, as the years go by, these jobs are sustained. These are newly created jobs, totally sustained jobs. I can't say it enough. And they're not a penny is borrowed from our future. So, participating locals, if you catch this, it's not really changed. 360,763 plus jobs and 7,215 plus careers. It drops down years 5 through 10 to 213, and it does it again. So I don't know where I lost 2 jobs. Like I said, I went through did my best. I went through it. The federal level, and this is going to make my numbers off here and here. That little star there, that's where my math was off. I didn't calculate health benefits for a particular. There was a small section. But you know as well as I do, if you're one number off, you got to recrunch it to make all the numbers jive. So I didn't calculate some health care in there. So these numbers are actually a little bit lower. We're looking at 133,855 jobs, 2,677 careers. The total for the first 4 years out the door, not counting prostitutions, not counting the employees at Flips, which is 2.5 million right there. We're looking at another 619,718 plus jobs off to the side, 12,394 careers plus. And these are probably, despite these bad numbers here, are probably a little low. Matter of fact, I guess they were quite a bit low. And once again, they weren't calculated into the big mess of things. Now, there's going to be the drop here. We go 57,100 jobs, 1,182 careers. The participating locals stay the same. The feds drop quite a bit too, but not as much as up here. From 71,977 plus jobs down from 133, down from 2677 down to 1,489 careers actually sustained. And then the totals drop because the other numbers drop. And keeping in mind these totals are a little off. These ones not necessarily too off. 489,840. What I would say on this is I know because I've written it. I'm the one that actually published, not written, but published. What's happened here is there's going to be some jobs and careers that end up getting wrapped in with other projects. These are initial startup things, and then these other things are going to be pulled off into other budgets. These are just off-the-top cut things. These don't count our future world. They don't necessarily count the energy self-sufficiency project. There was a section for participating states, general accounting offices, where they had these armies of accountants that I know are counted in here, but they're not counted in here. You know, it's a couple of hundred, couple of thousand jobs. So take it with a grain of salt. In the long term, we come out with 485,134 jobs, 9,702 careers, and we're talking about in the long term, these were sustained jobs. Locally, that 360,763 jobs stayed. These jobs actually went up in the participating states. They went back up to 76,650 jobs, 1,533 plus careers. What went down even further was the Fed at 47,721 jobs and down to 954 careers. But once again, there's a big hunk of this that's heading to NASA, for example, and heading to our future world, and heading towards the energy self-sufficiency project. So it's not like they're all gone. I wanted to make this important note. The RIP-C, just check this out. This actually goes with the last table, but I didn't have any room to add it. The RIPs are making 25%, not even included in here. RIPs are making 25% of their bring home. If the RIP-C is making $100 an hour, which they're allowed to work 50 hours a week. That's $5,000 a week gross. Now, once they pay their Social Security and FICA, which they have to pay, it'll automatically be taken out by the POP. They'll have whatever, but they make a $65,000 basic net is what they're coming, less whatever FICA and Social Security come out. But $65,000 a year is not a bad entry-level position. And then there's no other taxes. This is very important. States, counties, municipalities are not allowed to tax the mama, anything from the mama, or the papa, or Magog. None of it. They're already being taxed to the hilt. The states, you're already getting your money. Get some physical responsibility. Some fiscal responsibility. Quit spending. But, live below your means like the Chinese, and you might have something. So, at any rate, no more taxes. So at the minimum here, we're looking at $65,000 a year, even though they're losing 25 or 75% of their perceived money, which is less than they'd be losing to their pimp. It's and we're providing health care. We're giving them health care and the meds, which we'll talk about the meds. The meds go to the prison situation. But yeah, they're getting their physicals once a year. Their kids are getting physicals, so it's all good for everybody. And this way we can track prostitutes at a long-term level as well.